Aries, welcome to your June 2022 reading. This will be a general reading for Sun, Moon, and Ascendant sign for you guys, for Aries. This is, as usual, being read in advance of when it will go up. It will go up on May 1st, but it will be a June reading, although I am reading in April. So there's, as usual, energies that may stick around a little longer or enter your sphere a little sooner. Time is pretty fluid. So we're going to get started. We're going to do something a little different today. I have, for those of you who are interested, I'm using the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. That is her lovely book. It's full of information. I also have another book. This is the Complete Book of Tarot by Llewellyn's by Anthony Lewis. So I'm always looking for new insight, new reads, new setups. So if I have to pause and look some stuff up, it is because I'm learning right along with you guys, always learning. So I never claim to be 100% proficient in things, but I feel that the readings have gotten a bit stale lately. I feel like I'm reading the same cards over and over and over again. So I'll get some new insight. But if you guys like that, good. If you guys don't, please let me know in the comments. Away we go. Heartbeat of the reading, center of the spread. I'm gonna get some digi smoothie. Hang on a second. Oh, sorry. Center of the reading, the energy that is already with you or coming with you into June. We have the Seven of Cups, spoiled for choice. And like I said, I will try to get some additional meanings. And this is actually a deck, and my Influence of the Angels is also set up this way. It's set up on real paintings. So this lady in the red cloak, that's based on an actual painting. And so we'll have a little bit of an art lesson as well. A red robed nun offers a sheet on which 7 cups appear. So let's see if I can actually get where that painting is hung, or a little bit more information about it. It's actually not listed here, but many options, many options. So a little bit of confusion, a little bit of lack of focus, a bit of not knowing which way to go, spoiled for choice in a lot of ways. So hopefully you can see that. I'm right by the window, as you can see, so there's a lot of natural light, which is always good. So this is the energy that is with you into June, and it is crossed by Page of Cups. A surprise emotional opportunity. It is, and I got a little pen with a light, so hopefully you guys can see these a little bit better. It is, as you can see, there's a little fish jumping out of this cup here. So there is an element of surprise. Hopefully there's no glare. An element of surprise, an element of an opportunity for anything emotional. Also can influence the fact that you may encounter a water sign, since we do have 2 sets of cups here. So perhaps you will be Mr. or Ms. Popular come June, which you guys always are so popular. Everybody loves an Aries. So if you're looking for something in particular, You're probably going to be getting it if you try to manifest it that way. I dropped my lid, but oh well. I'm trying to hydrate as well. So if you're trying to find yourself a new person, a new romantic emotional start, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for Aries. Base of the reading is the moon. Another card that I tend to read as a water sign. So for those of you who don't know, the water signs are the Cancerians, those July babies, and actually end of June into July. The Scorpions and the Pisceans. So the crabs, the scorpions, and the fish. Yes. So this is a card that I associate really with all of those, since they're all sea dwellers and kind of those dwellers in two worlds, the land and the sea, in the case of the Cancerians and the Scorpions, Scorpios. So let's get a good look at this card. You can see that there's the angel. The man in the moon is actually an angel. She's got wings. And things are always a little bit dimmer. Maybe you can see that there's actually at the very, very bottom, there's actually a crab hauling itself out of the sea. So one thing that you want to remember about this card is things are always a little darker at night. Things are always a little bit more hidden, a little bit more clandestine, a little bit easier to misconstrue, simply because the moon is not a source of light, it is a reflection of light. And just read a little bit about it. We have these books. They come with every deck. They are very useful. And we'll just learn a little bit about the cards together. A smoky-eyed full moon looking down on a smoky-eyed face looks down from a full moon on a sculpted limestone outcrop. Various animals gomble, it's a great word, G-O-M-B-O-L, in the moonlight between two white columns. There is a stag silhouetted against the moon, and a greyhound chases a hare up on the rocks. A crayfish and crab lurk on the pebbled beach. So there's actually two crabs there. There's the crayfish, which a lot of us here in America know as the crawdad, and then the crab over here. So these are just what we were talking about, those dwellers in two worlds, you know, kind of that land and sea opportunities. So things can get a lot disheveled. Things can get a little bit misconstrued. They are not really easy to understand when the moon is prominently placed. And it is in this. So if you have all of these opportunities, they all look fantastic. I mean, look at all of these opportunities. Look at everything in those cups, Aries. They all look great, but they all have an upside and a downside. And when they're seeing them in lovely little cups, you only really see the upside. So you see this, you know, this cup full of jewelry, this cup with a person in it, there's a snake. You only see the upside when you're looking at it from that perspective. So perhaps the up and the downside need to be reviewed together. Immediate pass, we have the Page of Swords. We have that lovely butterfly of transition. And I've had this deck a while, and I don't know why the cow is jumping. Let's see if it's addressed in here. I don't know why you would have a cow jumping over the moon. I think that's a nursery rhyme. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. Cow's not really known for jumping, so And I know the Page of Swords is a card of challenge. It's a card of not knowing how sharp your words can be. But let's go to the book. A young man holds a sword aloft with the other hand defiantly on his hip. A bull embedded in the stars leaps over his head, and a butterfly floats by. The landscape is green and gentle, and the roads lead into the distance where clouds gather on the horizon. So right there in that last phrase, you can see possibly a little bit of a storm brewing with this card. So yes, a lot of change, obviously, with the butterfly. Cows, not really known for jumping, so perhaps a little bit of exaggeration, perhaps a little bit of, um, a little bit of, little white lies, jumping bulls as they were brought in there. And the Page of Swords is a card of a bit of fake news. It's a bit gossipy. It's a bit chatty when it shouldn't be. It's doesn't know the power of his words, of his sword right there. And you can kind of see that he doesn't quite know how to hold that sword. Obviously, that's a sword that might need two hands, but he's not really doing the best to do that. So that might be where you are coming from, out of this kind of land of bullshit, as it were, since we have a bull there. Page of Swords is kind of a bullshit card. It's somebody who just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and doesn't actually say anything. So that is possible, but it's in the past. And again, we do have that lovely butterfly as we transform out of that energy. Let's read the top of the reading, the crowning of your spread. Four of Coins. That is a great card. And we'll learn a little bit about it. Four is a very stable number. A crowned noble figure sits in front of a walled city. He holds one coin and the other three are at his feet. A basket is beside him, and the background, some mounted ladies meet at a gate. He holds a book open on his lap. The meaning of the open book is a sharing of information. If you've ever come across the Empress in any of your readings, or the High Priestess, they're often given iconography where their scrolls are very tightly clenched, books are closed, locked in some cases. It is because they rely on intuition. Open books are just that, free for everybody to read, free sharing of knowledge, free sharing of information. Coins often connected to education in many ways, because at least here in the States, higher education can be quite expensive. And if they're not where you are, you're very fortunate. Four is a stable number. It's a good sturdy number, and is all of your even numbers are indications of stability and production. Primarily, if you have a table, it has four legs. If you have a chair, it has primarily four legs. Stable, sturdy. This is a building card. This is a card that speaks to building wealth, because it is a growth from the three. However, what this person is going to do is take these four coins and put them in that basket, which is fine, which is perfect. Saving, always want to save for a rainy day. You always want to, oh, I'm sorry. You always want to save for a rainy day. However, this person is going to put those coins in their basket and not do anything else with them, which is fine. But they were going to put that in that basket and come back to them in a week, in a month, in a year. And there's still only going to be 4 coins in that box. And I feel like I do say that quite a lot. So, let's see if we can get some additional perspective from Llewellyn. Piggishness, having a long-term goal, savings, yeah, enjoying your material wealth, which is exactly what we talked about. You know, it is a card of squirreling things away. So in a way, if you wanted to look at it that way, it is a matter of picking priorities and saying, this is what I hold in account. This is what I hold dear, but you're not really doing anything else with it. It is a card of kind of saving and just, if you've ever seen Scrooge McDuck, he has a giant pile of money that he just dives into and swims in. And that's all he does with it. Which is fine. He has it. He can do whatever he wants with it, but he's not putting it towards the best good. Immediate future. 5 of coins. Asking for and offering help. We are talking about growth. Again, this is material wealth. This is coin energy. This is that earth energy, that grounded, solid Porcian, Capricorn, Virgin energy. But it is a card of really knowing that you're in a position where you need something, you have needs, but not really knowing how to go about getting them, because they are in rags and cold, and in at least her case, it looks like a bit injured. And they're just outside of church. All they need to do is to go into the church, and sanctuary can be theirs. So if you need help sorting all of this out, all of this kind of indecision energy, ask for it. You have friends. All of you have friends. We all have trusted advisors in our lives. Ask for it. Ask and you shall receive. That's actually what I may call this video. Ask and you shall receive. Internal influence. Page of Wands. I love this card. This is my happy hippie card. This is the card of the person. Wand energy. It's your suit, Aries. It is an ace. It is a court card, so I do like to think of this as the page over here of the cups. Youthful energy, starting energy. I like to think of all of the court cards as aces. They all have that single individual of their suit. Same can be said of this page of cups here. So if you find something to put your heart into, it sparks the passion. And those two things may happen together. You may find a person, some situation, a job, a volunteer position, pet, something along those lines that you really, really give your heart to, and then it sparks this passion, this new start. Bunnies, springtime bunnies, we all know what that means. So if you're looking to make more people, opportunity around you. If you are not looking for that, be mindful. The external influence is the Emperor. More of your sign, standing within your power, Aries. This is your card. I'm not going to say much more about it other than stand in your power. Let's see what the little book says. Because Who doesn't like hearing about themselves? I know you guys do. The Emperor. Caesar sits on his throne. He is flanked by a lion and a black eagle and sits on the windowsill. He holds the orb and small scepter topped with a fleur-de-lis. Holding the world within his hand, he has tamed nature. He has tamed his realm. He brings it all together. But he does look a bit bored. It is the card of Aries. So again, it is your card. So if the universe is asking you to be your lovely, fiery self, do it. Let's see what Llewellyn has to say. Ambition, victory, card of Aries, ruled by Mars, the god of war. You guys know all of that. Hopes and fears. Queen of Swords, another ace. Growth from this page here. She seems to have a much better grasp of where this sword can go and what it can do. We have the butterfly of transformation again. And it is a card, and again, she looks a bit bored. Easily bored. What I'm getting off of this card is, especially since we have it here in the page, please do not overlook the power of transformative communication. A word, and we all know this, the right word can make or break your day. If somebody said to you, hey, you look really great today, you're going to walk out of that conversation with a completely different perspective than if they said, man, are you tired? You don't look good. Maybe you should sit down. It's the power of suggestion. Remember the power of suggestion, Aries. Overall outcome, Four of Swords, rest, relaxation, regrouping, restoration, recreation. Again, communicative energy, that air energy. And if you need the break, take the break. This is difficult to deal with. That's a lot of stuff going on, especially if your head and your heart and your ambitions are all vying for your attention. You add your wallet into that, that's a lot going on. If you need to take a summer break, take it. And go to the beach, go camping, go visit your grandma, whatever you want to do. If you need a break, take it. Overall theme is the Chariot. Interesting that we're reading for June, and Cancerians, more water energy, more emotional energy, ends out June. The sign of Cancer starts, I think, the 21st of June, goes into July, and it begins with the summer solstice. Remember that, how important that summer solstice may be. Longest day of the year. So, if you need to rest up for crab season, do it, Aries. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you resonated with this reading, please let me know. Leave a little Aries sign in the comments, and I will see you next time. Let me know if you like the books. I will try to incorporate those into the next reads. Bye, Aries.